Hi. Hope you're doing well. I'm giving you I guess it's just a little mini tutoring lesson here through the Promethean board. I'm gonna move this video up. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for asking questions. Feel free again to keep asking questions. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's my conference period, so I finally have some time to answer your questions. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the exact problem that you have on your homework assignment, but I'll give you an example of what to do here. So for number 4, I believe you have to get the slope of two fractions. Okay, and so what you're going to do is the y2, you're going to subtract the y's, the y2 minus the y1 over the x2 minus the x1. So it'll be 10 over 15 minus 5 over 8 all over 6 over 11 minus 3 over 7. Okay? All right, and so what you have to do is work with the top and work with the bottom, and then it should work itself out after that. So what you have to do is get the common denominator, and so this equals, let's look at the top here. The common denominator would be what, 15, 30, 45, 60, the 60 now, 75, 75, 90. I'm just going by factors of 15, so 90, does 8 go into 90? I don't think it does. Let's just go straight up 15 times 8, which is 120. I think that's the lowest common denominator. Well, that's not multiple. So then 15 times what equals 120? That's 8. So I'll multiply this by 8 as well. So that'll be 80. And then the bottom here would be 15. So 15 times 5 is, I believe, 75. Okay? And when you subtract those two, that equals 5 over 120, which then equals 1 over 2, which is 1 over 14, I believe, right? 120 divided by 5. Sorry, 24, my bad. Okay. All right. And then the next one is, do the same thing here. Be 77. So I multiply this by 7. So I multiply the top by 7, that'll be 42. And this will be 11, so it'll be 33. This equals 9 over 77. Okay, so now you have all these weird fractions, right? You have this and this, all right? So now, move this over, give myself more space. So now what you're gonna do is, it's 1 over 24 divided by, because 9 over 77. And when you divide, remember you're multiplying the second fraction by its reciprocal. So it'll be 1 over 24, this turns into a times, and it'll be 77 over 9. When you multiply this out, equals 77 over 24 times 9, 240. That'll be 216, I believe. Double check. 24 times 9, yeah, 216. And this is your final slope. Okay, so hopefully you have that down. All right, next question you had was on, it says graph a line. So it says graph a line through the point, and let's say I'm going to choose the numbers 4 and 2, and let's go to slope parallel to the line. Let's say the slope is, let's say 4. Let's say, I'll make it 3. Okay. So it says graph the line that passes through, in number 5, it says graph the line that passes through number 3, 1, and parallel to a line whose slope is negative 0.5. You have to remember that when two lines are parallel, they have the same slope. Okay, they have the same slope. All right, so they have the same slope. So if it's parallel to this line, it's going to have the same slope, and you have a point here. So what you want to do is, looking at the multiple choice answers here, you have to graph the line. So what we have to do is get this into slope-intercept form. All right, so the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, because it's the easiest way to graph. All right, Okay, now remember, if it's parallel to this line right here, the slope is 3. That means that the other line that's parallel to this will also be 3. So we know right away that the m is 3. So now what we have to do is we have to find the b. Now, how do we find the b? What we're going to do is we're going to use this point and temporarily plug it in for x and y. That way we can find the b. All right. So remember, in slope-intercept form, every single time you want to find the equation of a line, you have to fill in the m and the b. All right. The x and y right now, we're going to use this just to temporarily fill it in so we can find the b. All right. So the y is 2 is equal to m, which is 3, times x, which is 4, plus b. So 2 is equal to 12 plus b, and you subtract the 12. So b is equal to, I'm running out of space, it's negative 10. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to plug this in back into this equation. So it'll be y is equal to 3x minus 10. All right, so now they're asking for the line, or they're asking for you to graph. All right, and so when you graph, what you have to do is we have this equation right here. Oops. Of y equals 3x minus 10. Remember, this is the y-intercept. That's where remember the y-intercept is where the line hits the y-axis. So I'm going to go down 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put it down right there. The slope is 3, which means that the rise over run. The rise is the number of times you go up, which is 3 over 1. So rise is 3 and the run is 1. So you go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you go right 1. And this would be the line parallel to that line, and it goes through that point right there. All right, hopefully that helps. If they ask for perpendicular, okay, if it's a perpendicular slope, what you do is you see if the slope is 3, the perpendicular slope is the negative reciprocal, meaning if this is the 3 is equal to 3 over 1, that means the reciprocal is 1 over 3, and since this is positive, this has to be the new slope has to be negative. All right, so if they're asking for perpendicular lines, that's what this is. If they're asking for parallel lines, the slope is the same. All right, hope that helps. Again, please let me know if you have any more questions, okay? All right, thank you, bye.